Ah, what a ham! Coming right up on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manoilovich, today with a recipe that is perfect any day, every day for the holidays. I'm going to show you how to make a very tender and juicy oven-baked ham. Now, when a main is this delish, we know you're gonna need some equally delicious sides. So at the end of this video, I want to invite you to visit weekendatthecottage.com. Subscribe to our website when you're there. We have so many more videos just like this one on our dedicated YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And then we're a pretty social bunch here at Weekend at the Cottage, so look for us on your favorite socials like Pinterest, the Gram, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't be surprised, this recipe always works. I love serving it for gatherings of friends and family. I'm going to walk you through all of the steps so you'll be able to make it at home yourself. To begin, let's start kind of high level and talk about the ingredients needed to make this recipe. Totally straightforward. Principal ingredient is a ham. And you're gonna need an 8-pound smoked, cured, bone-in ham. I've placed it into a large 20-quart soup pot, filled it with water. Now I'm transferring it to stovetop, bring it to a boil, then reduce to simmer and let our ham boil for 1 hour. If you're doing a larger ham, let's say you've got a 12-pound ham, boil it for 1.5 hours. While that ham is boiling away and starting to smell very delicious, we're gonna put together a glaze. I have a medium-sized bowl. I'm adding 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I also like to add 2 tablespoons of a grain or Pommery mustard, wonderful flavor. 2 teaspoons of hot English mustard gives this recipe a little bit of kick. Stir those ingredients together, set them to the side. After your ham has boiled for 1 hour or 1.5 hours, right before you take it off the stove, just turn your oven on to 350 degrees. Now we can take that big pot over to your work surface, carefully take the ham out of the water and place it onto a large roasting pan. Once it's kind of cool to the touch, we're gonna take a sharp knife and just trim away and discard any of the excess fat and rind. And now I like to decorate a ham in that traditional diamond pattern. So we're scoring the ham in one direction, go back in the other direction to create that traditional diamond look. And then X marks the spot. I have about 20 cloves and I'll stick a clove into each of those sections. A really lovely look for our oven-baked ham. Now we're gonna take our glaze. I have a pastry brush. Just brush the glaze liberally across the entire surface, and you do want it everywhere. It is so flavorful. Last thing before our ham goes into the oven, I'm gonna pour 3/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. You gotta trust me on this. Pour that over your ham. Now we're transferring the ham into the oven. For that smaller size ham, we're gonna roast for about 30 minutes. For the larger 12-pound ham, you're gonna roast for 45. Ultimately, we're looking for that glaze to get all bubbly and golden and crispy, but truly, I often find it's about the aroma that fills the cottage kitchen, you know, when your oven-baked ham is done. Bringing it out of the oven, we're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes before we carefully transfer it over onto a service platter. You have a carving set, make sure your knife is sharp. And then just keep slicing these very tender, juicy pieces of ham off of the bone. A little earlier in the day, this is how this dinner went down. Onto my dinner plate, I started with our lime ginger carrots, then a dollop of our garlic mashed potatoes, so creamy, a heaping helping of our sauteed Brussels sprouts, and then when the ham came around, I took a couple of slices. How perfect. I love serving this ham with a dollop of our spiced applesauce. You can also enjoy it with a little bit more of the mustard. I always believe the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, nothing left on the bone. One tiny little smidge of ham that I can try to tell you how it tastes like. Our oven-baked ham really is amazing. We know your friends and family will enjoy it as much as ours did. Until next time, hope to see you again soon. Take care. Beautiful. It's so delicious. Beautiful. Go on. More.